Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Everything Dodgeball podcast. I'm your host, Stefan Leitinger, and today I'm here with my last guests for the road to Limerick. It's the French ambassadors, William and Lisa. So, guys, we're gonna start this right off with you, Lisa, I think. Tell me a little bit about yourself, just a short overview, who you are, how long you've been playing dodgeball, and how you got into the French national team.
So I've been playing for 8 years now for the Licorne Dodgeball Club, and I think my first year in the national team was 22 to 2022 in Netherlands, and I'm mostly playing in the women's team.
Okay, perfect. How about you, William?
Hi everyone. So I've been playing dodgeball for 6 years. I started in 2019. So it's funny because I'm one of the oldest in the French team, but I'm the one with the less dodgeball playing time. So it's a funny paradox. And I've been in the national team for 2 years now. I started, playing in Osijek for the French team. I did 2 years in the mixed team, and for the next Euros, I will play in the men's team.
All right, perfect. So you're playing for the men's team, and Lisa, you only playing for the women's or for the mixed as well?
No, just a
Just for the
women's.
women's. Okay, perfect. All right. So you from different clubs. So as far as I know, I've played Licorne for a few times now, and you're from dodgeball.
DC 95,
Just for 90.
Dodgeball
Is it
Club 95.
okay? Dodgeball Club 95. What's the background for that story? So 95, is that the year it was founded? That seems too old
No, no,
for a
no, it's
French
not that
dodgeball
old.
club.
No, it's not that old. So it's the first French dodgeball club, and it started like 11 years ago, I think.
Mhm.
And the name is from the department which we live in. So it's dodgeball club, and 95 is like the department where we live in. So there's
Okay.
no really story behind. It's
Makes
fun
sense.
because
Okay.
for the moment we are the only club in the 95. But if one day another club pop up, and start existing in the 95, we will have a name issue. But for the moment,
Yeah.
it's all right. So
So they're gonna have to choose another name. All
yeah.
right, so we have just a few days left until Euros in Limerick. So how your guys' preparation felt? So we always known the French team for very young, very dynamic players. I think now it's also, as you said, Lisa, you've been playing for a long time, even though you're quite young. And so the whole team started very, very young and was very surprising in the beginning when you first entered the scene, because I think there was like an age shift. I don't know if it was 2022 or 2019 where the French team suddenly was a team of really young people. Before it was basically a team of very old people, and then it just was a complete switch, and a whole new team suddenly entered the scene. So um, it's been a few Euros, a few World Cups, a few World Championships. You've collected a lot of experience. You've traveled a lot to other nations as well for club tournaments. And I think you are on the mind of a lot of people, maybe not of Dodgeball Cambry. A lot of people are expecting a lot from you guys and girls this Euros. So how's your training been? How do you feel after World Championships? How do you feel going into this Euros in a few days? Maybe I start with you, William.
Okay, so yeah, for the training part, I think we might not be the best prepared country out there. So I listened to some of the few other teams and other nations, and when you compare it to the French team, sadly, we don't really have a lot of preparation coming to these Euros. Not as a team, I mean. So I mean as a team, like players have been prepared, so we are all hungry and ready to prove and ready to, as you say, play as a dynamic young team. So yeah, we are kind of hungry for this competition. But for the whole national squad, we only have three training sections, I think, three or four. So it's a bit. So we have a little preparation, but the good point is that most of the players from the team, for the national team, are from either the Unicorn Dodgeball Club, either my club. So we kind of know each other a lot. So we are able to play with each other a lot because we are really good friends out of the dodgeball. So it's easier on the field. But I still think like we kind of lack team preparation. But we are still ready to hit everyone hard and to blow every team that we face at Heroes. Humbly, I mean humbly, of course.
Humbly, obviously, obviously.
Humbly,
Okay,
as you say.
fair enough. So your preparation wasn't as maybe intense as other clubs, but you have the good thing that a lot of people are from the same club. But then I think there is also the part at the tournament where you get to progress
Yeah,
throughout the tournament and get better there. But the thing is, especially your men's group is quite tough. So you have quite
yeah,
early on matches that really count for the whole tournament, that count whether you're gonna progress to the quarterfinals or you're gonna play for ninth place basically. So you have to
yeah.
be there really fast. How do you feel about your chances to just get into that game and be ready for
Okay.
dodgeball Camry?
So I think that we play dodgeball Cameroon as our second or third game. I'm not sure.
Mm.
Um, and as I said a little bit earlier, I think it's like our biggest uh, game for the group stages because it will probably be either them or us that make it out of the groups. And so when I was listening to their podcast, they were so focused on Northern Ireland and not on us. So it's funny because we don't have the same mindset going into this game. Uh, but I think we will hit them. We will hit them with something they can't predict. But we are prepared for this game a bit because how can I say this? Like we know it's our big game, so we prepare our schedule around this game. So which means like for the first game we won't align maybe our best player and play in bed with another six for this game because we don't want them to have an idea about how we play the game. And we hope it will go well. I hope it will go well. And as I said also earlier, like our only objective for this tournament is to end in the top four. And as you said, so we have been grinding and grinding places at the last Euros and Worlds, and we want these Euros to be like to how can I say this? We want this Euro to be like the competition where people say, okay, France is a top five nation at all competition. We kind of aiming for this spot, because there is obviously the big three, and fourth place, fifth place is like a big fight for this competition, and we want to come and win this fight. We want to be okay. France is a concrete, a solid team for the fourth spot as the biggest and the best team in Europe.
Okay. Good. Yeah, so the confidence is there. I like that. So that is definitely going to be a game that everyone needs to watch. I think that is one of the biggest group games out there currently, as the drawing makes it out. So I think Dutch Cambry against you guys, that is going to be a big clash. And then whether you can bring it to Northern Ireland as well, we'll see. But that's
That,
definitely going to be very
that
interesting. Okay, so
another
yeah.
part. That's another part. Northern Ireland is another fish, something bigger. It's a another. We need another strategy, something else. But yeah,
Okay, yeah.
we will. So we have to win everything. Like it's the goal for everyone, and we are a team of people which are only aiming for the victory. Like nothing else matters. We are only here to win. So if we want to win, we have to also beat Northern Ireland. Of course, it's like one of the best team out there. I think they are the previous Euros champion in men. So like a really big client, but we don't know. We never know. Like a dodgeball match
Yeah.
is 40 minutes, six people versus six people. Everything can happen.
True that. True that. I think that is going to be very, very interesting to watch. Well, if I've got any time, I'll be watching those two games because I'm very interested to see how those turn out. All right. So, Lisa, you're playing for the women's, and the France women's have been a very strong side over the last, probably since 2019, 2022, where you really had your breakout. You were very young back then, and everyone was like, "Whoo, this team is gonna crush us all in a few years." And then sort of you had a very upward trajectory, and then it seemed like you a little stalled there. And then where we thought you might break into those final few spots and maybe contend for the podium, it didn't happen until now. But I think this year you have quite a good group draw, and also like your way to the finals or the semifinals is quite possible, I'd say, because England and Northern Ireland and Austria are on the other side of that. So, how do you feel about your group, and how do you feel about your chances to be the best French team and beat Williams' prediction?
We are very happy with the group we have. Honestly, we were not afraid, but it would have been more complicated if we were against the top three, like Austria or even England, Northern Ireland, because we lost last in the Worlds. But we're very happy with our group, and we're very not confident because we are stressed, but we have hope because this year we can really make something. We had from the previous years we were gaining experience. We made a surprise by being so young the first year. Now people start to know us, so they're not really surprised anymore. But we're mainly gaining experience and getting to know each other because, like William said, we don't have a lot of national training. It's more individual training. So we really know how the other play, the other teams, but also in our team, like other player, how to manage all the people from different clubs. And so this year, I really think we can make something. We are confident and very motivated to pass the quarters because we every year we're stopping at the quarters, and this year we really think we can make something and go to semifinal. We hope at least.
So you were basically this time you have a very good chance to get past those quarters. So what do you think? Like the draw was really good this time for France, and I think in the past you sometimes had quite tough quarterfinals, especially at Worlds. You had a very tough quarterfinal. Maybe get us first back to that situation. What happened in France, and what you learned from that situation, and how you try to progress from there.
Um, First of all, we had a really bad, like no, a really stressful um, before quarters. Like I don't know what's
Yeah,
the
quarters.
word, but our game against Czechia, it was Czechia, yeah.
Yeah,
It was very stressful because there was a mistake from the referee, so we lost the game. But in the end, we made a
a protest.
reclamation,
Yeah.
yeah, protest about it, and so we had to redo our last set, and we were confident but honestly very stressed, and I think that also had an impact on our quarters because it was right before the quarters. We had no break or anything. We just played the sets and then we won, and we just had to do the quarters just like 2 minutes after, and I think we were it had an impact on how we played. Wales is a big team for us. Like we, the I think I don't remember the score at the end. I think it was not really. Um, there was not a lot of sets.
Separating you guys.
Yeah, sorry, um, but we they know us and they know how we play and they know how to play with the fact that they know us and they know how we're going to react, and that's what we will trying to um, this year. We will try to, okay, we know how we play, we're going to try new things but also secure our game. Like we know they know, so we will have to really focus on how they're going to react with that, and just try um, to beat them.
I think we missed the final part of your answer. So you said you basically Wales know how you play and you know how you play, but you have to adapt your playing style maybe to other teams like Wales to maybe progress past those quarterfinals.
Exactly,
Uh,
that's way better said than what I said, but exactly that's what I'm going to say.
that's the
Hmm.
experience of a few episodes. I know what
Yeah.
you guys are thinking. So okay, so I feel a lot of confidence from women, from William and the man
So
squad, and a humble confidence,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
and then a lot of like nervousness from the women's. Whereas from the outside, it feels it should be like the other
I
way
think
around.
It's probably should. Like
because
I
of
think.
me, I'm a very
Okay,
Yeah. Go.
it's
No. Go
just
ahead. Go ahead.
Lisa is nervous, which is
yeah,
fine.
I'm a nervous person. There is a
Okay.
person on the team that is way more confident than I am, but I'm a very stressed person, so I don't want to be, oh, we're gonna win everything. Because if we lose, I'm going to cry like a baby. So I'm like, we have the tools to win. We can
Yeah.
win, but we will see on how it goes.
Okay. That sounds a little bit more confident,
Yeah.
which I like. Yeah, because I think a little bit of humbleness doesn't is not a bad thing, but you're gonna need the confidence to get past those quarterfinals because there are a
Yeah.
lot of teams, and basically a team like Dodgeball Cambry with Elisa and um, I'm blinking on the names, but this is a very confident team, and I think all the British teams are very confident. The Austrian team is quite confident as well. I think there are lots of teams that are close to maybe your skill set, and then confidence
Yeah.
on the court can really make the difference. And obviously that's just you talking, and we don't know how the other girls feel, but I feel that is often a thing that sort of keeps teams back, that they just if like we played you guys at Vienna Calling, a lot of you guys, and in the women's final, and it felt like you came out so strong, so confident, everything was working, and you were just pounding our girls, and basically there was no chance. You went up 6-0. I think in the first set we didn't even have one hit on your team, and it felt really impressive, and then we managed to like break a little bit of that confidence, and we got back into that game. And I think you obviously won that game, and you had a really strong showing, but you had such a tough and good team. But there was a little bit of uncertainty after the first half, even though you were up. So is that something that you feel is correct? Like my analysis from the outside, is that something you feel as a team as well? And have you done everything to like prepare for this year's quarterfinal and tough games to maybe be more resilient and more confident in those kind of situations?
Well, even though I'm a nervous player, first of all, some of the member of the team are very confident, and on the court we come and we, in our mind, we're like, we're going to break you, we're going to make you cry. So we are nervous, but we will never show it, if possible, to the other team, obviously. Yeah, we were confident because last time we won. So it's, first of all, that's a thing. We won first from for against the Nasties, so we were like, okay, we can win this game because we already did last time. So we were very confident, and we have how to how to say this without we have confidence, but we can break, not easily, but we have some tendency to be like, oh, we lost that set, and then we still have it in our mind for like two more sets. So because we're still like, okay, we lost one set, we still have this on our mind, and we're like, okay, if you lost one set, we can lost more, and then it's like a downfall. But
Mm.
we because lost so much game in Worlds and Euros, and because we were not used to it in France, because we'd never played outside the France. So now like I said, we gain experience and we know how to react and be like, okay, that's just one set. We can, we won one set before, we can still do that. And yeah.
Yeah, I think that is a very important learning curve, basically. And that is where experience kicks in, that you have those tough matches, those losses, and you take your notes from that and progress to the. And that is something you've probably been missing because there's just not so much experience. But I think if you bring that experience and confidence to Limerick, it's going to be really tough to beat you because obviously you have all the athletic capabilities and you've been playing the sport for a long time. So it's going to be really fun to watch and see what happens there. So maybe William, we start with you on this. What you said, you didn't have a great or intense preparation for this year's Euros. What did you do? Did you have training camps? Did you do video sessions? Did you do any
Okay.
analyzing of your team or other teams? What's your preparation, especially for Dodgeball
So,
Camry?
yeah. So I will start by saying that I'm not in the full blind confidence mode anymore. So I will speak with a bit more reflection on everything that happened at the previous competition and what will probably happen at the next. Um, and on just one point I wanted to go back on is it's something Lisa said about picking at the right time. And I hope we will pick at the right time for this competition. But as you said earlier, as we have a really young team, we probably still need to grow. We probably still need more experience. But I feel like we, as Lisa said, also already have the tools to do something big, and that's what we hope to bring at Limerick. That was a conclusion for the earlier part. So for the next question, um, so we had, I think we had 2 or 3 selection camp. So it's camps with a lot of players from the French dodgeball to get selected to participate at Limerick. So we had 2 or 3 sessions, and after those 2 or 3 sessions, we only had 4 training. I think 4 training as a team. So training as a team is like one day. So it's one day playing dodgeball only. We didn't have any video session, so we all do the work at home, and between each players, uh, we have a friend groups, a group chat when we are like, okay, guys, we need to review videos. We have a group where we send videos when each other are doing when one of the group is doing a workout. Woof, the chi doesn't want to come out. A workout or anything to like hype him up, like, well, let's go, keep going. But as far as team preparation goes, we only had 4 sessions, and it's all in the mind of the coach. So the coach of the men's and mixed team is Nicolas Lecomte, and he's keeping his data and his analysis and his game plan for himself, and maybe the captain. I don't know because I'm not the captain, so I don't have all the informations. But as far as I know, as a player, we just have like training session. We come, we do some physique exercise, physique preparation the morning for the most part, and then the afternoon we do a different kind of games, and we play some matches with different teams to try some six, to try different players, to try different. Wait, I need to find my word.
Rotations.
Yeah, rotation and dynamics between wings, dynamics between who will take the lead on the field to make the call, to to tell all the others to play, like, okay, maybe if we play a bit more aggressive, so throw 2 balls and try to hit, etc., etc. So we tried a lot of things. I don't know which result uh, Nicola will take for the competition, but when I listened to the other team and I heard like, yeah, so we had 20 training sessions, something like that. I was like, damn, I'm so jealous of that, because like the player in France are, for the French team, I think we are all passionate with dodgeball, and we are ready, ready, and we are willing to do sacrifices to train more as a group, as a team. but it's kind of complicated because we are not all in the same region. So it's like 1 hour, 2 hours cars for some people, and it's just not possible because we don't really have the 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 gymnase. Sorry, I don't have the
The
word.
venues or the
Mhm.
gyms.
Venues. Yeah, thank you. The
Yeah.
gym. We don't really have the venues or the gym to train, so it's a bit frustrating. Um, but as far as I know, and I know it's the case, like as we all train individually in our way in our side, like to practice for the Euros, we still have a good preparation, but not as a team. I think that's my point of view,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
that might and I think it might be what we lack for the next competitions because even if we have like the potential, when you look at young players with so much talent, like well, you know them. I won't give a name because if I give names, they will be like, "Oh yeah, you call me, you didn't call me." Yeah, so I won't say no names, but I think we have like a really young, talented squad. But even if we have this talented squad, if we keep lacking team preparation, we might lose some games for 1 set or 2 set because maybe we should have look at the video as a team to see which are the big thrower, how the people dodge on the court, etc., etc. There's a lot of information we don't have when we come into the Euros, and that's why we might be. That's the thing I think we lack. And when you look at the
mhm,
previous result for France, whether it's the Worlds or the Euros when we ended fourth at the Euros in Austria, I think. But when you look at the Worlds, I think we lost against Scotland. I'm not sure in quarterfinal, or and we beat them, at Osijek, but we lost to them in Graz because they came more prepared than us, I think. And the game was really close, but at the end they won. They won. And I think like all these little sets, this little thing, all those little details are from the fact that we don't really, as you said, look at videos, play with each other. So there is always like a time to adapt, and that can cost us, sadly, some sets and at some point a place in semi-final, in final, etc., etc.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, that's very interesting to hear because it. I think I talked to a few of you guys after Vienna calling, and you were like, "How we're always basically losing in the last few sets. It's always really close, but then in the end, something goes wrong." And I feel like that is where preparation makes so much difference because those are those chaotic. Because the thing is, you can all play really good dodgeball and you come head to head against every player in the world. Basically, you're gonna be quite fine. So you can handle yourself against anyone, and so the team is really really strong. But then, like the cohesion between the players and the final decision making, sometimes, especially in those tough situation where it really comes down to split second decisions where what is the really right option, what should I do in that position, is sometimes not there, I feel like. And that
Yeah,
is going to be very interesting to see at Euros if that's going to be enough where you're like we rely on all that talent and basically we know we have the capabilities and the athletic stuff
yeah,
figured out, and probably you're in that sense. I don't exactly know what the Welsh team will bring, but I know a few of their players and they have good players. But I think overall, your players are probably individually maybe better than them. But I think the Welsh team is going to be very prepared. So it's going to be
yeah,
interesting to see whether whether the preparation or just the pure talent and dynamics of the game can help to win that.
yeah. And I still think like we still lack in maturity as a team, and as I said, we also lack a bit of experience. I feel like if you compare to other teams, or when I heard people from other podcasts saying like, "Yeah, I've been playing dodgeball for 12 years, 13 years, 10 years," I was like, "Damn, like that's a lot of dodgeball." But we kind of lack maturity, and that's also a role where I think like me and the two other grandpas of the team have to as I said, to keep calm and focus the group on the objectives. I think that's a part of or I don't want to say that, but a role we have in the team, like to keep everyone focused on the goals and star, etc. And there is another point I wanted to bring is the fact that in France, sadly, we don't really have a lot of tough games. So we kind of lack this experience in tough games, I think, because there is something like 20 clubs, something around that, 20, 25 clubs. So that's a lot of team. But um, if you look at the competition over the year, sadly, the real tough game is between Unicorn and us. I feel like there are growing teams like Paris, AMD Paris, and Orléans. So it's two clubs with a lot of young uh, player of 15, 16, 17 years old that will become really good player as the time goes on. But it's been like 2 or 3 years, I think, maybe more, that the only real competition is between Unicorn Dodgeball Club and DC95. And as we know each other so well, even if it's a tough game, it's always like a tough game between people between uh, I would say friends, and we know how they play. They know how we play. So even if it's close extra and the winner is either them or either us, we don't really have the experience to play tough game against opponents we don't really know. Like we are not really good, I think, in France in general, in adaptation. We don't really know how to adapt. Like we have strategies, we have ideas, we want to keep growing, so we really are aiming to be better and better. So if we see something cool or great, we're like, oh, maybe we should try this, maybe we should try this, etc. But as far as the game goes, uh, when it's getting tough in the last minute, we might lack this experience to pick, to be able to do the difference on the field at that moment. That's the
Mm.
point. I hope we get better as the competition goes on, even if we have to play the waves really early in the stages. But I hope it will work out for us. And as I said earlier, I was maybe in a bit too confident, but really want to say that we have a really good team, and if we come with the right mindset and we are able to face our own demons, I think we are like our strongest enemies is us, because we kind of like, as I said, preparation, etc., etc., and we we can lose confidence quite fast, I think, if we don't really play our game. So I hope we do well.
Mm. Okay. That sounds good and sounds like there is still a lot of potential there to tap into, and maybe for the next years we'll see how this year's Euros go, and maybe you reach all your dreams and then you don't have to overthink your process at all, and you're like, if it works it works. But I think after these years you maybe start to overthink your preparation program, and it's going to be even a whole other animal the next year around. But definitely
I
looking
wish.
forward to see that. So Lisa, coming from that side, you also seem to have pretty much no competition in France itself. So you basically bash everyone so far that you entered your team in the men's competition as well, which is something that I find quite fascinating. That you guys also enter women's team in the men's competition and do quite well, as far as I've heard from Lily and Lola. So, how does that help you guys playing a lot against male players as well on the club stage, but also like in the leagues? How did that prepare you to develop your playing style and maybe get you the experience that other teams are lacking?
So we played in first time we played women's team in a men league. It was in League Three because there is three levels. So it was, and I think we won the. I'm sure we won the league. And playing against men, it's a different kind of game. They're usually more aggressive than in women. So when we first started in our club, we played when we trained against the men because we didn't have anyone else to train against. So that's how we started as a player, because as a team we started against all men to train, and then because we were not having really tough game in women, we had the idea to start playing against men, because it will be a different kind of game. And I think the women in the other country, they are very experienced, and they're playing with confidence and more aggressive than us. I think we are very in, I'm gonna say, the defense, not the attack,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And even though we were in League Three, so the men weren't very, they were new for most of them, but they had the confidence to play like they're going to win against us. So we were like, okay, they are men, but they are not that good, so we're going to break them because they are too much confidence. But it's mainly playing against people who had different type of game than in women, especially in France. So why um, that's how we can also improve against men that have kind of our level of play, but play very differently. So I think not we learned how to play against different type of game.
Mhm. Okay, and so I think that is a really cool idea, because otherwise, if you don't have any competition, you can't grow, and that is something that's never happened in Austria. And I know in England or Northern Ireland, for example, sometimes some female players play in the men's teams as well, because they don't have that big of a league and not that big of a roster. But entering a whole women's team in the men's competition, that sounds really fun, and especially it's really fun to see those young players against you who probably throw a bit faster and are very confident that they're going to beat you up, and then you just destroy them. That's that's something I would like to see. That seems really fun, and also it gives you like that edge that you basically you won't be afraid of anything that's gonna hit you in the women's category if you've played against that aggression, maybe that looseness of self confidence. Then you can handle the pace of the women's game much better, and I think it shows, especially in the mixed competition, where your girls are just really without any fear, know their spots, know when to take those trades and hits, which is something I always really enjoy to play against. But on the women's side also, obviously, especially in the defense, if you're used to players probably throwing 10, 20 kilometers per hour faster at you, and you're adapting to that, then it's becomes much easier to play defensively, especially against the women's team. And I think, yeah, that is definitely your most consistent strength to play in this in between phases and that transition game. So I think, do you play League Two now with the women's or League One?
I think because we won League Three, I think we made a team in League Two. Also, we didn't won. I think
I,
I wasn't really there this year, but I don't think we won.
I think you won the League 3, but the next year it will only be one league and League 2. There won't be another League 3 anymore, I think. So it will be like League 1 will be with 18, 8 or 10 team, I don't remember. I think it will be 8 team. Uh, Actually, we have an issue in France. It's like in each league, so in League 1, League 2, and League 3, you can only have one team from each club. So you only have Unicorn 1, you only have DC95 1.
Okay.
But the fun fact is that at the French Championship, I think Unicorn 2 ended in fourth place. So, you know, like the second team of Unicorn is also better than most of the team in France.
Yeah.
2 years ago, it was the second team of DC95 that ended fourth. So even if there is only one League Two and one League One, I think Unicorn will still do some really good results in them in League Two. I mean, and the girls will probably play in League Two, so there will be like a bit of better teams, but they can still, I think, do a great result.
Okay. Good. Quite interesting. So, as you said, you're not trained that much on a national squad level, but what I've heard from our girls who went over to you, you train quite a lot on a club level. So, maybe Lisa, tell us, do you feel like the preparation in the club is that sufficient to give you all you need for the national program? And do you like sort of tactical stuff or video session or stuff like that? Do you do that on a club level?
We don't do videos and all. Our coach sent us games. They she wants to she want us to watch. Sorry,
Mhm.
so she sent us link with videos, games we need to see before. But in our club, we mostly just train. We don't do really tactical session or even watching videos or anything, but we train. We do 1 week only women, like the women's team, and 1 week mixed team. So we do both. So we train for both. We have 2 to 3 training per week, and I think in men and mixed we are training a lot. In women, I think it just we could train more because we usually play against each other or against the player who don't compete.
Mhm.
So we don't always have a really strong team against us, or it's just against each other. So we don't always play as the team. But that's why competition like Vienna calling or everything overseas help us a lot because we can play and train for Limerick. So it was really great to have the Vienna calling just 2 weeks before. We were very happy, and that also show that even though we train as a team but don't really compete against strong team all the year round, we can still know still how to play good against strong team. So that's I think that's gave us confidence. Not too much, we're not, but that gave us confidence for Limerick because a lot, like William said, a lot of girls are from our team or GC 95. So because we know how we play and we played well in Vienna calling, we were confident, and because we know a very mm, we know very well the GC 95 and all of the girls that are playing from all the club with us. We are honestly confident because we know we can make something, even though we're not playing a lot against big team. But we try to train as much as we can before Limerick.
All right. Okay, so basically, I feel a lot more confidence now. So as this podcast progressed, I like what I'm hearing from Lisa. So the confidence is finally there where the skill level is at. And yeah, I think with that, so basically the preparation is a lot of just training and trying out stuff and then
Yeah,
seeing how that works out on the day. So um on a tournament, maybe that's the last point I want to get into is like during a tournament like the World Championships or now Euros. How do you try to adapt in between that? So you basically have a few games on the first day, then you see the results and know whom you're going to play on the next day. Is there some process in between where you do tactical adaptations, where you watch your opponents or watch your matches and see what you can adapt for the next day and the next games? Maybe William, you start here.
Okay, so yeah, after each day at evening at the hotel, we have a team meetup where we each meet with, well, each player meets with each other and the coach, and we are like, okay, what happened today? What we did good? What we did bad? We sometimes look the opponents of tomorrow, so we look the game that happened in the same day of the team we will play tomorrow. So if we play, I think the competition is starting Thursday. So Thursday, if we play against two teams, and the next day we play against Kimru and Northern Ireland, we will watch the game that they played this day. So we have like the last data available to analyze, and that's all I think. So we talk about it. We're like, okay, how do we want to approach the game? Um, there's also a lot of self-reflection, I think, because as I said, so as a team, we know we will have some good points and some points where we're not really in sync, but I think that's common for a lot of double player who wants to be good. It's like what I did bad, a review is on my own mistakes. What can I bring new tomorrow? So okay, today I throw only in front of me. Maybe tomorrow I try some cross, etc. That's a lot of self work, and I think
Mhm.
in the team actually everyone will do this. So that's what will happen between each day. We'll be
Mhm.
like, okay, what we did bad today, this, maybe I will try this tomorrow. And that's a good point. We are not afraid to try things in the team, like
Mhm.
individually. I mean, each players know that they have skills and we have confidence in each other. So if you want to try something, just go. Tell the team, yeah, maybe I will try this, and we will probably hype you up. Say, yeah, do it, just do it, man. Next time. That's the kind of mood we have in the team.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds at least positive and ready to try out stuff is definitely good. But do you feel like maybe Lisa, you can touch on that, that you have like one whole tactical approach to the game, and who is sort of like leading that? Is it the coaches who tell you? Is it the people who make the calls on the court? Do you kind of know what your overall game tactics and plan is, or is it more that individual reflection and trying to just play together because you know each other quite well?
It depends. Usually, when we know who we are going to play against, what we do is we watch a game that either we find interesting or either against a team that play kind like us,
Mhm.
because some of the countries actually has kind of the same game than us. So we are trying to find a game with a team that can play like us, and we are trying to find how we're trying to analyze how they play. And on the court, we it's mostly our coach give us two sets to analyze and make mistakes.
Mhm.
Like, okay, they play like that. Now you know. Now you need to react and adapt your game with what you saw. So she give us two sets, and after that, we're trying to play um, against the team and just adapt. But it's in our team, the coach she sees usually more than us because we're on the court, but we all have the we can all say, okay, I saw that, so maybe we need to do that. We all can say what we saw, and it's really a team, like in the way we can all say what we saw, what we want to try, and at the game goes. But we try to prepare, and if we are surprised by something, we say, like, okay, I saw that, we need to do that. And if that doesn't work, well, we try something else. But yeah, we try to adapt a lot um, against the other team.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So I think that is at least what I wanted to cover. Is there anything else you guys would like to get into, or do you think we left out there?
I think, yeah, there is maybe one point.
Yeah.
I think it's a funny part that in the French national team, national squad, the coaching is so different between each team. You know, like the men's team doesn't really have the same mindset and doesn't really prepare for in the same way that the women's team and that the mixed team, and we don't really like how can I say that? We don't really approach the game the same way.
Mhm.
And earlier, I was talking about what happened between each game, but that was from my experience from playing in the mixed team, and I really don't have any experience playing with the men's team. So maybe it
Hmm.
will be something totally different, and I'm quite hyped for this, and that's it. I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's a good insight. I think it's like pretty much the same for us, where like every coach has their own ritual, and every team also needs a little bit of different preparation. Whereas, in my experience, the male players would need more preparation, but don't like to prepare as much, and are
So,
more confident and are like, ah, it's gonna be fine. We just do our shit. And the women's like a more methodical and more
yeah,
strategic approach, and really get into the details of things, and to have that security as well. But probably it's quite different depending on the team and the coach as well. And I think there isn't yet a very standardized way in many nations how to approach that kind of stuff. That's why I
yeah,
think it's always quite interesting to hear how nations approach it and what we can learn from. Okay, so it's basically reflection in between, watching some video, but and for the women's it's more of a sort of a team talk where everyone contributes, says what they see, and you try to bring it back to one point and try to pull a strategy from that. And that's kind
Yeah,
of a little
exactly.
bit the experience I have as well, where it's yeah, it's just a little bit of a different approach how you attack the games and what you need to prepare mentally to be ready when the whistle blows. All right. Good. So we'll get into the final part, which is obviously predictions. You both don't play on the mixed squad, so we're gonna start with men's and women's. Maybe Lisa, you go first. You have your tournament schedule probably mapped out in your mind, and you know what it needs to um, bring home a medal. So maybe give me the top five of the women's division in order, and where you think France will place in there.
Hmm. I think um, like Austria and England will probably be in the top, somewhere in the top five. I think obviously we will be in the top five. I hope. I think
Obviously.
we can
Yep.
we can really make
Stick with
something because
obviously. Yeah. I like.
yeah.
no, but I really think we can make something. So I really hope that this year will be in the top five. But there is a lot of good team. Italia, Wales, as I say, England and Austria and Northern Ireland. Really, at the Worlds, they surprised honestly us because like they were in the final, and I think yeah, there was really a lot of great team. So I think we'll be surprised this year by
Mhm.
France and by honestly all the other countries because they have really strong team. So and in women, yeah, there's probably more than five that can go in the top five countries. But
Mhm.
I really hope we're going to be in the five. We want a medal.
Okay. So
As you say.
you have to order it. So you can put yourself in third, second, or third spot, and then see who else is left. So who do you think is going to come first, second, third, fourth, and fifth?
I can say, I think Australia will be in the final. Um,
Say France
After
first.
that,
Say France
we were going
first.
to win everything.
Yeah, thank
But
you.
I think Australia will be in the final because they really played well um, at the Worlds. I think England, from the last World, I think they maybe won't be as high as we expect, because they didn't play great last time. So if they keep like that, I think they're going to be fourth, probably like last time. Um, I think Italia might be five, and I'll say Wales in three, and we will be in the final. So I won't say who we won the final. But
Oh, okay. So now you just have to order them. Who's going to be first?
France.
France is gonna be first. Perfect. Who's gonna be second?
Austria.
Austria. Good. Third.
Mm, I'll say Italia.
Italia. Nice. Fourth.
England.
England. And the last spot.
Wales.
Wales.
Yeah.
Okay, so we lock that in. I like that prediction. France, Austria, Italia, England, and Wales. Obviously, if that is the truth, you're gonna get a drink. And for that bold of a prediction, you maybe get two for that because that is pretty
Whoa.
much the
Well, yeah, that's a
at
bold
least
one, actually.
yeah, that's a bold prediction, and I like it. So who knows what's gonna happen? I think especially the women's division, there are lots of upsets to be had, and I think that is definitely open as well. I don't know if this is actually possible from the draw. I have no idea, but I know that Northern
I'm
Ireland,
not
England,
sure.
and Austria meet up at least in the quarter or semifinals at some point. So they're not going to be all up there. So
Yeah.
definitely there is at least one spot open, and yeah, we'll see how that turns out. I like your prediction. So William, it's your turn.
Okay, so I will start with the men's category.
Hmm.
I think I can do well also for the mix because I trust the mixed team, but it will come after. So as far as the men categories goes, I think the top five will be in the first spot, France, of course. Uh,
Obviously.
I think we play. If we goes to the semi-final, I think we play against you guys. Like I'm not really sure about that
In the
because
semifinals, so
no
if you come first in the
first.
group, then you play us in the semifinal.
Okay,
If
so and if we
if
come
we come
second,
first
we
in the group, yeah.
play and if we come second, we play England. So England, because I think we need some time to get into the competition, and we won't peak at the group stages. So we might lose
Smart.
to Northern Ireland because they have more experience. They are the current Euros champs. So we will give them this one to be a bit confident, and we will
It's
crush
just
them
fair.
later in the finals. So it will be France first, Northern Ireland second, you guys in the third place because I think Northern Ireland might beat you. Like you won at Graz, but I think it's because it was like on home ground. So we are at home. You guys were hyped up. You guys were boosted. We were like, damn, Austria will win everything, and you guys did, and it was really like impressive, and you deserved it absolutely. But I think people are still mad about that, and they don't want to let you win the treble again. So they will
Fair
hit
enough.
you with everything. And I trust the Northern Highland squad to beat you guys in the semis. So as first, Northern Highland second, you in the third place, England in the fourth place, and in the fifth place, I will probably go with Scotland. I think
Mhm. Okay. Another
so.
bold prediction. I like it. And I think that prediction is obviously also rested on facts. So I think that is absolutely possible as far as I'm informed. So I like
Yeah,
that. So we lock that in. France,
I
Northern
really
Ireland,
want that
Austria,
drink.
England, and Scotland. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is yeah, if that comes true, you definitely deserve that drink.
Yeah,
And
I
then
will
you did a
probably
lot.
drink a lot if that comes true. If
So
that
you
comes true,
don't
I
need
will
it and
probably
just want
drink
to
a
save
lot.
money. Yeah, I maybe just get you some water at that point.
Yeah, maybe that might be the best for my health, I think. If that happens,
Okay,
bring me
okay,
water,
let's
a
make
lot
a
of
deal.
water.
I'll buy you the most expensive water we can find.
Thank you.
All right, so that's a good prediction. I like the confidence from both of you now. So we got the level up. So for the mixed, let's keep that positivity going. Maybe William, you start first. You seem to know
Yeah,
how the possibilities might work out.
yeah. So I think in the mixed group, uh, the 8 team that will come out of group stages are England, Scotland, Northern Ireland. In the Group C, I think it will be between Sweden and Netherlands, but I will bet on Netherlands. I think they're like getting really better each year that goes on. I think those are
Hmm.
getting better and better, and I'm not really used to see how to play against the Sweden squad, so I don't want to, to downgrade them. I think so. I'm not really sure, but it will probably be between Sweden and Netherlands.
Hmm.
Say Netherlands because I have more experience playing against, but maybe the Sweden will come out. In the group B, it will be probably you guys and France coming out, and in
Hmm.
the group A, I think it will be Italy and Spain. And as far as the, the bracket goes on, so I don't know them like I know the men's bracket. So I didn't 3D that well. Sorry, but
Yeah, it's
I
fair.
think that at the top spot it will be France, of course, in the mixed category. Also, I feel like we have a really good team with great players. Um, the 2 previous years, the French mixed squad was a development squad, so it was only new players coming in the national team. A lot of young players, like I think at OCEC we had 2 players which had 16 years old, something like that. So it was really like a young and development squad. So I was also in it, but well, I needed to had my first competition before going into the men's. So we didn't really do well at the last competition as a mixed team, but this year I feel like we have a really strong team. I'm really confident for them. I will root for them a lot. So that's why I will put them in the first position. I think they will come against you in the finals because if you guys are in the same groups, we can cross before the finals. So
Hmm.
I will put you in the second place. And I also feel like you are really a strong mixed team. You will probably keep going on your previous victories. Like you did really well at the World, uh, at the Vienna Calling. Also, I think it's your teams that won the mixed
Yeah.
category. So you guys will have like confidence, and that's great. But you will be hit by the French wall, and that's a good thing. Uh, for the third place, I will go with England because I feel like England had deceiving result at the previous competition. But for them, like they didn't win anything at the World, I think, and at the Euros they only won in the women's category, if I don't say
Yeah, that is
something wrong.
right.
Yeah. So I think they will have, this hunger, this they want to prove like, yeah, we are also in the big three. We want some results, but I think it won't be enough to win because France got to win everything. I'm sorry, but they will probably end in like top spot, second place, third place. So I will place them in the third place in the mixed category because they will fall shortly between against France or you guys. I don't know which team,
Yeah.
but I think it will be like a really close game, but it will be a bit short. In first position, I think I will go with Spain. Like, I feel like the Spain mixed squad, if they play with, if they bring the same squad, is like a really strong team. It's because they play with each other all the years. I think all the year. I think it's only people from the same club at the beginning, so they are really used to play with each other, and they did a really good result in OCEC and even in Graz. I think
Hmm.
they ended fourth in the both competition or fifth in the world. I don't remember.
Fifth at Worlds.
Fifth at
Fifth or
world, yes.
sixth. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they have a really good chance, and they want to keep going and keep getting better results in the mixed category. I think that's where they aim. They might be better, so I think they will aim to be in the top spot in the mixed category. And in fifth position, yeah, I will say Northern Ireland because they are really good. I cannot place them fifth, but yeah, they are just a good squad. Everyone is good, so it's obvious that we'll be in the top five. So yeah,
Okay.
that's my top.
I love the confidence in those predictions. So France with the treble
Yeah,
in Limerick.
yeah,
That's a
we
story.
have to.
That's a story. Yeah. So Lisa, would you agree with the mixed prediction from William, or is there anything you might want to change?
I don't know the mixed team as well as him, but I would have not put Northern Ireland in fifth. Maybe I would have changed with Spain, because
Hmm.
they are really strong. And but as I said, I don't know the team as well as William. But yeah, I would have changed Spain and Northern Ireland. But pretty
Okay.
much, yeah, I'm fine with what you said.
All right. Sounds perfect. So France first, Austria second, England third, and then either Spain or Northern Ireland fourth and fifth. Okay.
Yeah,
I love this prediction. This is a good prediction for the last podcast. Something a little bit more spicy because other nations that are out of the top three, sorry, ah, damn it,
it's
couldn't
all right.
sneeze. But other nations that are out of the top three up to this point weren't as confident, but that is sort of the British way. They're always a little bit understaters, whereas the France don't mind doing a little
Yeah,
bit of yeah, and I like
it's
that. So
I,
now basically the stage is set, and the only
yeah,
thing you have to do is deliver.
prove. Yeah,
So the
exactly.
pressure is on.
Yeah, and all my predictions are mine. Please don't blame my team. If you want to hate someone, hate me. It's all right. But I think like if we want to shake you guys up, we need this confidence coming into the
Yep.
competition. Like we need to believe that we'll make it. If you come into a game thinking, "Oh, it's the big three, we won't do it, we won't make it," there isn't like you might lack this little fire at the time at the right timing to do the difference. And I think it's like a global thing for every dodgeball players. So I know that my team will agree with me. We have to believe in it, and we have to think we will win everything. We want to win everything, and if you wish for something, it might happen. If you don't even believe in it, it won't happen. So I will
Yeah.
go with France all the way. France will win everything, and
Awesome.
that's
That
it.
is some wise words in the end. And I think if you want to win, you first got to believe it yourself and then you just make it happen. And if it not happens this time, then next time around. But I
Yeah,
think it is really important to get into the competition with a lot of confidence, maybe some realism, but I don't think
yeah,
it's not completely unrealistic, and there's always a first time for everything. And so I think this is probably going to be the strongest French squad we ever saw, and we'll see how the rest of Europe will defend against that French
yeah,
wall you predict. So I'm absolutely hyped for it. It's just a few more days, so guys, stay healthy, stay fit, stay
yeah,
confident, watch a little bit of game, and then let's bring it to Limerick and see what happens. And maybe you get really drunk at the after party,
yeah.
and maybe you win everything and get even more drunk than that. So
So I
either
think if
way, we're
yeah,
gonna
if
get
one
William
of
some
the team
water.
won, I will be drunk as fuck, and if the three teams won, I will end in the hospital for sure. Like I don't even want to come back. Like I will end my life in Limerick. I will drink myself to death, literally.
Okay,
If
so
we
now
win
I really
everything,
have.
it's over.
So now I feel it's my responsible to not let you win that treble because I don't
Thank
want you
you,
to kill yourself in Limerick. But still, it's
thank you.
if you go out on a bang. So
Yeah,
we'll
exactly.
see you guys in Limerick. Thank you so much for doing this. We had a little bit of trouble in the beginning with the connection, but we found some connection in the end and smoothed it out. So, guys, thank you.
Thank you
See you
very
in a few
much.
days. And with
Thank
that,
you.
keep throwing
Yeah,
those balls. Try not to get caught and see you guys in Limerick. Let's go.
thank you. See you guys in Limerick.